thought we'd have another go at doing koalas, but this time using the chalk and charcoal. If you've seen the other video on how to draw one, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Have a few goes at just getting those basic lines right with pencil and paper, and then when you're happy with it, then move on to the chalk and charcoal, because it is a lot easier that way. So once you're happy with your basic lines, I know some of you still like to draw with pencil before you go with the chalk or charcoal. Absolutely fine. I'm just going to go straight in, and I'm going to get my piece of chalk. And what I said the other day still applies. If you've got your chalk, you need to know that when you put the line down, where that line is going to be, because it's such a wide piece, it's not like working with a pencil. If you need to actually find a little patch of paper on the side, so you think, right, that is where it's going to be. Right, so that's where I'm drawing from. So I'm putting in a nice gentle oval. I'm not worrying too much about these lines, everything's going to be smudged a little bit towards the end. And I'm putting my two ears in, and I want the ears just to be only slightly higher than the top of the head. And the other thing I've got to do is I've got to make sure that my ears are roughly the same sort of size. And if it goes a little bit wrong, it's not a problem. You just go back and you tweak it. So let's have a look at those. That needs to be a little bit bigger, I think. And I think we're good to go there. Right, I'm now going to mark in my eye line, which is about halfway down. And then the nose is slightly higher than where the eyes are, so I'm going to mark in where my nose wants to be. And that's another nice big oval. Comes down quite low. And then just underneath, and it is only just underneath, we've got the top lip. It goes like that. So work out roughly where halfway is in the nose. Put that in. And then put the bottom part, which goes like that. Now for my eyes, that's a little bit wonky, that line, never mind. It's always tricky when I'm drawing like this because my head is so far back, I'm at a funny angle, but it gives you a rough idea. When I do my eyes, what I want to do is, instead of doing, I don't want it to be too human and straight on, I want it to look like it's at a slight angle. So what I will be doing is I'll be drawing it like that, so it's far rounder, but I've still got this line coming in like so. That would be the one on the right hand side, the one on the left would be in reverse. So keeping the same, roughly the same sort of distance away from the nose. You don't want one eye over here and one eye there, that would look very strange. They've both got to be, as long as it's roughly equal, it's fine. They've just got to be the same sort of distance from the nose. I want it nice and rounded, so it's quite a high arc. Like so. Started that a little bit too high. Can you see I started that there? Whereas this one's quite a bit lower, so I'm going to change that line. Always looking, always adjusting. It needs to be a little bit rounder, but because the white's gone into there, I'll just be using my charcoal to re-round that when I put the charcoal inside. Okay, that's step one. And we're doing for time 3 minutes. We can carry on a little bit. Step one, I've just done this. Now I'm going to start putting the fur in, and all I'm going to use I'm going to use the side of the chalk this time. I don't want too many furry lines. That's quite broad, that line anyway. I'd have to find the sharper point on the chalk like that. I'm not after that, apart from in certain areas. What I'm looking for is, if you look at a koala, it's a sort of a bit like a fleece. It's kind of a really short cropped fur. So for that, I'm just going to do this. Don't go across horizontally and colour it in, because then you'll create that texture pattern where it looks like it's flat. You've got to follow the shape of the fur. So it's going to be nice and rounded, following what it would be. So think about the eyes, you know, the brows area, like so. Underneath, coming in, coming round. We'll do this in several parts and we'll keep building up and building up. And already, because this is dust going onto the paper, wherever you've got little textures in the paper, it's creating the pattern that we're looking for. If I was to do this with a felt tip on paper, I would just get a smooth straight line. It wouldn't work. This is why chalk works, and pastels work particularly well for this type of thing. And then I'm going to press down a little bit harder here, because that just reinforces where this line is. So even though it's all the same colour, it's by pressing down a little bit harder, I can still see where it is. And then this bit underneath is nice and bright, so I'll mark that in. So that's that bit done. Ears, again, we're following that pattern, going round, and I want it to be a little bit softer on the inside. I'm not putting in any of the hairs on the ears yet. I'm going to do those bits later. This is all really rough and it's all going to be worked in, but this is just our starting point. This is where we get to with our first layer of chalk. Right, we'll leave that there.